Over the last 5 years, my students, I've had 32 ACT students, and they've averaged a 7.1 point jump on their ACTs. That's equivalent to 250 points on the SAT. Now, I prefer the ACT. I think it's a better test for 9 out of 10 students. Still, the two tests are 90% the same. I still tutor the SAT, and my last SAT student got a perfect 1600. The techniques work for both tests. While other tutoring services may use teaching techniques and they may use materials that are as good as the ones I use, although I doubt it, what almost invariably they're not doing is showing students the power of their own minds. And this is what makes my tutoring different from any other. Most students lack a clarity about what they really want. And how is the ACT or SAT going to help them get there? And because they don't have that clear vision of where they want to be, they're not able to discover, like my students are, why the hell they want to go at this at their absolute freaking best. And so my students end up working harder on this than they ever expected. The thing is, the harder you work at this, the happier you end up with the whole process, the prouder you are of your score. We all want to do our best, but you got to know where you want to go and how this is going to help you get there in order to do your best. That's a whole process that isn't present in most tutoring. Students are also limited by the stories they tell themselves, and they don't yet know how to hack and create incredible pictures in their mind that lead to success and have them expecting success and expecting to work hard and expecting to be persistent and thorough. And they don't know how to notice and change stories going through their brain that will destroy them if they believe them. They will get hijacked by them. And it will mess them up no matter how hard they studied. It's going to mess up their study process as well. Students don't yet know how to manage and work with and leverage the stories that our brain, this constant meaning maker, is always telling us. The last thing that most students are not taught is brainwaves. Brainwaves are a measure of the electrical activity of your brain. And once you know your grammar formulas, and once you know your math formulas, the only way you get questions wrong on standardized tests, I know it sounds crazy, there's only one way, and it's because your brain is going too fast under the pressure of the moment. And you're reading the question faster than you can actually comprehend it. And students don't realize they're doing this. They think, I'm under time pressure, I gotta hurry up. So they read the question faster than they can actually digest it. And then they gotta go back, reread it. They still don't get it, gotta go back, reread it. And when they go back, they're rereading too fast again. Student ends up reading the question 5-6 times, especially when you see a problem with 11 lines of text. They don't know how to train themselves to have the presence and the poise to slow down and read at your natural pace. The crazy thing is when you do that, you only have to read the question once, and you've understood it, and you're accurate, and you're clear and confident in the answer choice you choose. And then your reading comprehension goes up, your math computations go up, and actually, by slowing down, you end up finishing the sections and the passages faster than you ever thought you could. I see it in student after student now. So because of this and working into that insight, my students take on a daily meditation habit, whatever they can do. Just like some of us can bench press 250 pounds, some of us can bench press 60, some of us 400. Some of us could go outside and run 11 miles, others of us 2. Each of us can probably sit in silence and learn to slow your brainwaves for only so much time each day. And so I find wherever that point is for my students, and they take on a daily meditation habit. For most students, it's 3 or 4 minutes at the start, and you grow it slowly over time. And you learn how to manage your brainwaves and rock not just this test, but suddenly when the game is on the line to win the league, senior year in basketball, you are the same person at that free throw line as you were in practice, because you know how to put yourself in the same brainwave state. Social anxiety, debate, drama performances, it applies to everything. So my students get to take these lessons and not just raise their score 10, 11, 12, 13 points. Multiple times I've seen that happen. But the lessons apply to everything else they care about in their lives, and it's putting them right on that track towards success and fulfillment later on. So I would love to work with you. I hope I get the chance. And the way these lessons touch not just your test, but your life is what makes the tutoring so different with me.